So today we're flying the Pyörremyrsky or whatever it's called. I've been trying to get the pronunciation right for about 23 seconds now and it's still not working out. So here we are, the PM1 as most people call it right now. The plane is extremely good, it climbs well, it turns well, it's a bit in between the G55 and the 109 F4. Whereas it's basically a 109 F4, but it rolls a little bit worse at high speed. It has much better flaps, so it stalls and dogfights at lower speeds a lot better, but it does compress quite a bit in terms of roll and in terms of elevator. When you go above 600 in this thing, you're not going to pull up. For the armament, you have MG 151 20mm, which is the same as the 109 F4, but you do have 25% less, which is 50 shells. But in place, you do have two MGs, which feel a bit like discount Berezins. And we all know that the Berezins are pretty powerful and they set a lot of fires. These things do that too, but these things don't feel a bit like 20 mils. So they're a bit more balanced, but they are kind of busted. It's a very good platform at that. Going into the game, I'm climbing into the whole enemy team, and the only one I have with me here is this bomber, which is actually going to bait the enemy team for me, because I want to kill that A7M as soon as I can. I want to dodge the P51. I know it's a D30, or very close to the D30, because he has the Chinese symbol, so I wasn't too worried about him hitting me there. Now he is going down, I'm going up, and in this kind of spiral climb I will out energy him completely. So if he tries to pitch up for me here, he is absolutely toast. I'm throttling down a little bit. I don't really have to in terms for my loop, but I was overheating a bit, so I'm just gonna go to 80%. And if he does pull up like this, I have a lot more room to shoot. So all in all, that was perfect. The F4U, I don't know what he's doing actually. He's just flying straight. Not too much to comment on that one. There comes the 109 and his buddy. They're in a squad. So I don't really want to get engaged by two of these guys at once, because the 109, this thing is basically a battle 109 and dogfights, but there's still two of them and they're working together. So I want to be kind of careful here. So I want to bleed my energy. With that I mean I'm just diving away, and if they try to dive with me, they will lose all of energy. If they both come with me, then I will at least bait two of them low. If I stay up there and it's a 2v1, I don't really have much chances, because I don't have enough speed to do that. And now I have the speed. If they dive with me, they both die to my team. And if only one comes down with me, then I can easily 1v1. So this is exactly what I wanted. One of them is staying up there, but I am low, I am spotted, I'm in a dogfight, so I know I'm a very tasty target for anyone that's above me. So I want to be on the lookout. P51, his rudder is compressing completely, so after he got close I didn't really care about him anymore, because he's not gonna get the shot on me. It's a G10, not the hardest playing the dogfight in this thing, considering you will keep up with the 109 F4 and you will beat him. I'm behind the G10 at this point, so I have some room to wiggle. I don't want to turn right after the G10 so that he gets the shot, and again I'm waiting for him to start shooting. At about 500 meters I can basically just do whatever I want, because due to his rudder, he can't really get his guns on me. I'm only going 300 now, and this P51K is a lot faster than me. Well, not a lot, but he can outrun me easily. But he goes up, which is ideal for me. He probably thought he could stall me out, but I already got my energy back. And there we go. And that's an MG fire. Something that happens quite often in this thing. And that's 5 kills in the first 3 minutes. Gorgeous, isn't it? And a few games later I'm just climbing straight in, as you do with this plane, because you can easily do so. I mostly level out roughly at around 6 kilometers, so I can build up my speed. So if someone tries to spike me from below, say he's in a P51 and he has some energy and he tries to pitch up for me, I have some room to maneuver and I can easily stall him out. I also want to lay off the web, because this thing actually uses quite a bit of fuel. I've run out of fuel a couple of times in this thing actually, and it did cost me some kills, because I'm running 20 minutes. 30 minutes in my opinion is just a bit too much, because I mostly only needed 1 or 2 more minutes to actually do the game. So I run 20, it's a bit risky, but I mostly don't run out. I try not to, but out of the 25 games I did, I ran out of fuel I think 3 or 4 times. I made it back to base very closely with me having barely any fuel left. I'm just looking for someone to engage. There's 3 people here. And I'm going for this guy first. The P63 comes in. I have to dodge him. I'm not going to get the risk getting hit by 50 cal. So I loop over him. Then I pull into the direction he is going to overshoot in. Cutting him off to do another attack run. So he has to extend away, which is ideal. This guy stalled himself out for me. Thank you very much. Yak 9 and a Yak 3 I believe. Can't really see on my screen. I know it's a Yak. I believe it's a Yak 3. Absolutely pepper him to death. We're gonna go back down. Because this guy is stalling himself out as well. But I can get the shot because that Yak is going for me. Luckily for me, he's turning away from me. So I can easily dodge that. Pull back in. That Yak won't catch me anytime soon. Some bad aim. I was mostly hitting the back end of his tail. He's crit. Not too worried about him anymore. But I should have killed him right there. Just didn't lead enough. And now I just want to dogfight the Yak 3. And the Yak 9T isn't that much of a problem. I just want to be wary of him. But I can easily out dogfight him. So the Yak 3 is a bit more of a threat. I want to focus on him. And if the Yak 9T decides to fly in front of me, then that would be ideal. But that's not my main goal here. I'm just trying to reverse the guy that's on me. Because the Yak 3 is a lot more dangerous than he is. And here we go, downward spiral. I'm going to cut my throttle a little bit. Drop some speed. The slower we are in this kind of maneuver, the better I'm off. And he's right on me. He starts to overshoot, so I'm throttling back up. Throttle back down again because I misjudged it for a little bit. Now he overshoots. I'm going to be whapping again. And I'm right on the 6 and he's not going anywhere anymore. There we go. Just some hits. I'm only losing the MGs here. P63 is coming in, so I'm not going to go straight up after him. Because I will stall myself out. And I will get picked off by that P63 very easily. He's compressing. He's very fast. I'm just going to pull over him. And we're back on the Yak 3. AA is kind of peppering me at this point. And that's him dead as well. And now I'm just going to shoot this B25 in the meantime. And we're going to go back to base. My engine is absolutely peppered. P63 is going to get killed right there. In a few seconds. There we go. And we go back to base. Climbing in as per usual. I'm meeting a 109 G6 on my own altitude, so I want to level out a bit earlier than 6 kilometers to get some speed up. Because going 300 or 250 it's very hard to dodge the head on. And as you can see, he kind of wanted to shoot me there. He didn't pull after me, but I'm a lot faster than him, I noticed. So I'm gonna pull over, turn around rather. And I'm gonna keep somewhat level. I'm gonna do a very slight climb, and I will catch him in this. I will catch him very slowly. He might outrun me in the long run, but I will get close enough for him to actually having to care about me. And I'm only using my MGs here, and there he goes, he's on fire. That's barely any shots. I'm still not using my 20. I try to use my 50 cals whenever I can, because if I don't need to use the 20, I'd rather use it for a moment I do need it. I'm gonna turn out, because he's not gonna put that fire out. So I'm gonna go for the 109. I don't know what it is just yet. I'm just hoping for the Ki-61 to not come towards me. I want to dogfight 109G, I think. That's a G. That's a G to drop. And I'm just gonna dogfight him. I just have to be aware that that Ki-61 doesn't come back to me. He has gun pots on, I believe. I'm just gonna dogfight him here. And you can tell that I'm very easily handling him. And it's not because he is much worse than me, but it's mostly due to the plane. I am a bit slower than him, so I'm also cutting into him. But the fact that these flaps respond as quickly as they do compared to theirs, it makes it a lot easier to dogfight people. And here we go again. He's very slow. I'm not too worried about him dodging my shells, so I'm just gonna use the 50 cals, pepper into that, and I get a pilot snipe. But doing that, I didn't even hit with the 20 yet, and I already got 2 kills. So if I didn't actually miss that burst, I would still have full ammo on the 20, which is pretty fantastic for these kind of guns. I only have 2 of them, 200 rounds per gun, and it's more than enough. Most fires you will set are actually the 50s, and most wing rips and all that kind of good stuff are mostly actually the 20. Here I'm actually using the 20 mil, even though he's pretty much stalling out because he was going for Razor, so I didn't want him to die. I'm turning my web off right here. I'm also turning my flaps off, if that makes, yeah, I didn't mean to lose them there. I thought I could deploy them safely, but I couldn't. Careful, and this is the second guy that's on fire that tried to go for me. Be aware of people that are on fire. They might be on fire, But that doesn't mean they don't have control surfaces, that doesn't mean the engine is actually dead. They're still a danger. As long as they're not in the flat spin, as long as they're not about to die, and if you see that they're stalling out. This Kia 61, if I didn't pay attention, he probably could have killed me. Same with the 109 G2 at the start that I set on fire. If I had just turned in front of him thinking he's dead, he probably could have killed me. So you don't want to risk that. And I'm just going to be climbing away now. And for the next couple of minutes I'm actually safe. So I'm just going to go into the next engagement. So a little bit later it actually turned dark in the meantime. Another 109G. He has gun pots on as well. And when you have gun pots on versus this thing, I don't really feel too bad about dogfighting it. Of course I'm enjoying this thing. It's basically a 109, and I was flying this thing before the spam of it, before the Swedish tree was actually released. So I could actually enjoy this plane with bad teams, so to speak. So I actually had to carry quite a bit, and that's where I get all these clips from. If I had to fly it right now, you probably had a lot less moments like this, because it's a lot of just curb stomping the enemy team, at least in my experience. I stopped flying it quite soon after the Swedish released, just because your team is completely filled with this plane and you kind of steamroll the enemy team, and I didn't really enjoy that. I'd rather get some extra kills and lose and get these 1 or 2 kill games that I win every game. So I'm not sure how it is right now, because it's quite a bit later since the Swedish got released, so it might be a bit more settled, so it might not be as easy mode anymore as it is. So I might revisit it. I do kind of enjoy this thing. It's like the Allied 109, but one that you actually have to carry in, which is always fun to do. Go for the P63, the Yak 3P I think it is. It doesn't really concern me too much. This thing has 50 cals and I'm a lot more scared of that. That thing, yeah, it's a 3P. I could have gone right up there, but I wasn't very confident I would actually make it, and that's why I turned out halfway into that turn. I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna wait for him to get directly on my 6. See what my energy is. He's a lot slower than me, so he would have easily turned into me there. So it's a good thing I didn't actually go up with him there. I might have been able to energy trap him, but I wasn't too confident on it. This is a lot more safe, and I still get my dogfight. He has less energy than me, and he goes over me. I'm not too sure why. We're at 4,000 meters, so I will have a lot easier time getting shots on him. That's a crit. And that's a kill. He tried to stall me out, and that's not gonna work. Not when I have a lot more energy than you, that is. Especially at these altitudes, and you're in a Yak, you want to be careful of that. You might have a lot of power on the deck, but that doesn't mean you have a lot of power up here as well. Of course it's not too high, but for Russians, above 4,000 meters is still more of a detriment than it is for me. I was trying to aim for the engine there, but I didn't really managed to set it on fire. I gave him an oil leak, but that isn't gonna kill him. So he's gonna fly into my team and he's gonna get taken out, which I'm completely fine with. I just don't want him to bomb and give my team the ticket disadvantage. Yak 3 way below me. There he goes, he's dead. Looking at what he's going to do. He's diving out, not a problem. I'm gonna go for this next guy. Plenty of fish in the sea over here. Yak 9, what are you going to do? He's way too slow. If he tried to pitch us up here, he stalls in my gun, and if he tried to dive out at that point, I'm gonna be right on his 6. Diving out would still be a better idea than actually zooming up like that. He probably thought he could cut into me, but that's not going to happen. Yak 3 coming up. The guy that ran away at the start, he's going after my squad mate now. He's way too slow to do anything at this point. I'm just waiting. Shoot a bit, shoot a bit, shoot a bit. He didn't actually die. When I'm right behind someone, I like to shoot the tail. I might take the tail control off, it might overpan, kill the pilot, and it might overpan the pilot and also kill the engine. And when you try to shoot wings from behind, the profile of the wing is very small, and you can see the compression. I'm pulling fully, and it's barely going up. Yeah, if you're behind someone, shoot the middle of the plane. Don't try to shoot the wingtips. The chances that due to the dispersion of your guns, you're gonna shoot over and below the gun or below the wings is very high. So just try to shoot the big area, and there's a lot of stuff in the middle that you want to take out. Cables, engine, the pilot, the tail control, maybe even shoot the whole tail off. You don't know. Also, if you miss a bit to the left and right, you might actually still hit the wings. And if you shoot a bit too high or too low, you still hit something. And on a wing, That might not be the case, unless it's a massive bomber or something like that, of course. But something like a yak, very tiny wings. You don't want to do that. Now you go 7G max pool. It compresses quite badly. So keep that in mind. Don't dive straight on people. And you don't have a prop air brake in this thing either, not like the 109, where you can turn your mech on, turn your prop pitch to 100 and brake a substantial amount in a few seconds. You can't do that in this thing, so be careful of that. I haven't crashed it yet, but I did do it almost twice. So be aware of your plane's limitations. Don't get greedy, because getting greedy in this plane will get you killed, because it's not the fastest. It's very easy to get boom and zoomed in this thing once they have the energy over you. Like a P-51, like a P-63, stuff like that, they will boom and zoom you, and they can very easily. P-51 will still have some troubles trying to get guns on you due to the rudder, but you're not going to do a lot in return either. Like, he might not hit you, but he'll drain you of your energy eventually. And once you are slow, he can go slower as well, and when he is able to go slower, then he can easily sit in that range where the rudder doesn't really hinder him anymore, and he can easily just kill you. So don't let people get above you or get a lot faster than you. Try to get some altitude at all times, but don't be scared of throwing away some altitude either. You don't have to sit at 7 kilometers for the whole game just so people don't get above you. Just try to read the match a bit and make the most out of your performance in game. Because you're still a premium, you're probably still grinding unless you're just flying this thing for fun. So you want some effectiveness. You're not going to get a lot of stuff done at 7 kilometers. So try to be aggressive with this thing. You can be aggressive, just don't get overconfident. Don't throw yourself in there too hard and you might get killed. As I showed in the first clip, you might get away with it where I start dogfighting, not really dogfighting, when I go into a group of 5 enemies and I get out on top. That's not very likely to happen. I got a bit lucky there. So don't get too overconfident, don't overcommit too hard, and you should be fine in this thing. Just be careful of people boom and zooming you. Yak 9, not too sure which Yak 9 it is at this moment. It's a K, which is an absolute laughing stock. So I'm not too worried about it. Very slow gun, very inaccurate gun, and the airframe isn't very good either. Why am I going so low first? Try to keep the eye on the other Yak, as he might dive on me. He's spotted for now, so that's ideal for me. His dot disappeared, or his spot disappeared. And I'm just gonna be trying to get below this Yak. And I will eventually out dogfight him. It's still a Yak 9K, he doesn't have a lot of engine power. So I should probably go up, but I don't like stalling myself out when I know there's a guy right above me. So I try to keep it fast. Might not be the best course of action to dogfight a Yak, but I'm confident I can win that way, and I'd rather do it like this and make it so that the Yak can actually dive on me, because he will rip. If he tries to dive on me from there, he will actually rip his wings off, so I'm rather safe for now. He's going to hug a tree. There you go. LA5 coming in with a P-47. There comes the Yak, and there you go, he actually ripped, as the prophecy foretold. Right into the dirt. He's right here. The P-47 looks to be pretty safe. He's a radial. He can probably keep this up for a little bit. Looking at the skin, it's definitely a D25. D25 doesn't have the most amount of power. There we go, MGs only, because I thought I still had to carry it. More hits, his wing is absolutely busted up. He's on fire. The angle of the P-47, that LA5 isn't going to get the shot. And here again comes my squad mate to yoink my second kill. Thanks a lot. In retrospect, should I have said fuck off to him? Probably not. But I think he deserved it nonetheless. I usually don't really do that, throw in chat. I didn't even get reported for chat abuse or bad mouthing in chat yet, but lately I've been getting more and more frustrated on people doing that kind of stuff. Of course, the first kill he quote unquote stole was just a bomber I crit, and he had all power to him that he killed it. Like, I didn't really mind. I crit him, he was definitely not dead. He was just flying on. Wasn't even sure if he was crit. Didn't really look like it, so he finishes him off. No problem. But people in a flat spin, people on fire, especially at low speed, especially if they're not a danger to someone. Or sure, if I have someone I set on fire, he gets back on my 6, feel free to kill him. If I set someone on fire and he's still shooting one of my friendlies and I don't have a shot, feel free to kill him. I don't mind. Go ahead, do it. But when someone is on fire like that, where he's basically stalling out, he can't really shoot anymore, he can't really do anything anymore, and he's 100% surely gonna burn up, and if he doesn't, I'm gonna blast him 2 seconds later because I'm right on him, and you're gonna kill him, dive on from orbit to secure the kill. You get lost. I don't get it either, and it happens so often lately, as well as my J32 video, if I shoot someone's wing off and his tail, he's in a flat spin, and people will go out of their way, they will just fly off to the side, just to kill him. Why? You're wasting your time, you're wasting your ammo, and the only thing you're gonna get out of it is a free kill. And yeah, if you're grinding, I get it. Like, I don't need anything, I have everything unlocked in the air department at least. But you don't know that. You don't know if I have everything. And you already have kills too. It's not like you needed them. It's not like you have a booster on, you're trying to grind, and you're like, oh, if I get that 1 kill, I didn't get anything, so I really want that 1 kill. Do it. Go ahead and kill it. I don't really care. Please say sorry, let me know why. Like, it feels so scummy to just do it, you know? And it's whatever, I'm gonna stop ranting. We all know how frustrating it is. I just needed to get it out of my system. Sorry for the bad words, but I couldn't contain myself. There we go, quote unquote dogfight with the Yak 9K. Easy dogfight, but what does he do? He just turns into my guns. I'm not too sure what he was trying to do there, but he tried his best. P61 coming in, it's basically cleaning up at this point. Just want to make sure that I don't ram him, so I waited a bit with the turn. So I can see the P61 and I can easily avoid him. He's going very slow, I basically can kill him with 17.7 at this point. But luckily I have MG 151s and I blow both his wings off. And there you have it. Hope you didn't mind my rant too much. Hope you enjoyed the video, hope it was helpful at least. Have a nice Sunday, and I will see you in the next video.